Hello, I've been doing some test flying using this Headplay PCS FPV goggles setup thing here, and I don't know, it works, it does what it's supposed to do, but it's just really trying to put a round peg into a square hole, if you know what I mean. It's not exactly made for the purpose that we need to be using it for. So I recorded some video this afternoon, and for the most of the rest of this video I'll just play that because that captured my thoughts at the moment, or at that time. I had been having a lot of trouble with this plug here. I couldn't narrow down whether it was this S-plug connection bit here or this bit here being not very reliable, but about 80% of the time I just couldn't get this composite video signal to show up in the goggles. Once I got it working, it seemed to be alright, but if I turned it off and then put it away and then brought it out again and started it up again, then I wouldn't be able to get the picture showing. And to make matters worse, every time you try and connect it or try and turn the composite video on, you've got to use this stupid thing here, which was just a pain in the butt, really. So if I sound a bit frustrated at the beginning of the video, that was the reason. So I think I'll just play the video that I took this afternoon, and I'll let you watch that. Okay, I'm just doing a little testing out here because it's been raining and it's all wet outside, but fortunately I have this little dry space. Okay, I've got to tell you, this thing is a royal pain in the ass to get working. I have the mini quad just outside over there, and this is running. This is a receiver, of course, and I have the video signal coming out this yellow one, and that's some power. Now look how easy it is to check that everything's working on the old Quantum V1 goggles. Just plug power in, and oh sorry, can you see that? Plug it in, and we can see it works immediately, and I don't have to mess around with any menus or anything. And we can also see it from this distance. We don't have to hold the bloody goggles up to our face like that to see that it's working. Now, contrast that with this one. I think the best way to get it to work seems to be just like that. So I'm not sure if it's a problem with this connection or possibly even both. But notice I can't see anything yet. I have to pull this all the way up to my face to... I still can't see anything. Hold on. This on. Oh yeah, it's on. Oh, it's just gone to sleep, I think. Alright. So, the first thing you notice is that you can't really do anything without this stupid little control thingy. Okay, now I can see something. So to even, you probably can't see anything there, but even get a look at what's going on, I have to pick this up and hold it up to my face, which is kind of a nuisance. When you're doing it over and over and over, it's annoying. Then I have to use this thing to select the composite input. Oh, okay, look, as soon as I start making a video about this, it works. But I swear, I've been at this for 20 minutes, this is the first time it worked. Well, I suppose I can do some flying now at least. Yeah, it works, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see anything there through the run cam, probably not, but it's quite a good picture. So I'm running the 1.18 firmware at the moment, and I had a bit of a crash. Actually, no, I managed not to crash yesterday, but with the 1.19 firmware, the lag is acceptable, but if the video signal gets weak, it doesn't seem to recover from it properly. It gives you a feed of about, it looks like about 5 frames per second. It's kind of jerky, and I managed not to crash, but it was unflyable basically. So let's see how it goes with the 1.18 firmware, and it's a bit hard to really record what this looks like for me, so I'll just tell you what it's like afterwards. Okay, well, I've flown a few batteries now and sort of switching between this one and the Headplay goggles, just sort of switching back and forwards, and just to compare them. The 1.18 firmware is definitely the one you want, I'd say, for FPV. It's picture quality seems a little bit worse in that it's interlaced instead of de-interlaced like the 1.19 firmware is. Oh, it's raining, look at that. Sun shower. And the 1.18 firmware, I found that when you start to get static on the screen and then you come back to a good signal, it recovers very well. In that respect, it's exactly like these goggles, they just recover immediately. So 1.18 firmware is quite good for that. I did find that every so often, maybe once every couple of minutes or so, there was a little bit of stuttering, which did not seem to be related to the quality of the video signal. So sometimes it would be there, sometimes it would be out there. Just any random place, it just seemed to happen occasionally. So the lag, how's the lag? When I'm comparing them side by side like this, I can just barely notice a little bit of lag in these ones. It's at the level of lag that you can sort of lead your movements a little bit. Almost, subconsciously you sort of get used to the fact that there's going to be a slight delay, so your brain adjusts to it. It's at that level of lag, so it's not too bad. And to be honest, I think if I wasn't comparing this one immediately side by side straight afterwards, I probably would not have noticed the lag too much. So the lag is okay. So in that respect, it's all right. However, my conclusion, I think, from having tried these out is that they're not for me. And that is not to say that they're terrible or anything, but they're just not really made for this purpose. It's kind of a nuisance to have all this stuff, especially this thing. If there's a way that you could just get rid of that and just have it immediately come on to the composite video when it was detected and just show it up without having to mess around with this. We don't need volume controls and we don't need menus at all, really. So that would be great if you could get rid of that. But more than that though, I think that for me this one screen per eye is just not what I like. So it's just a matter of personal preference. I think overall I do prefer having a single screen to look at like that. It's comfortable and it sits on your face well. I found that one eye started to sort of started to fog up a bit, like there was moisture on it. I think it might be because I got a little bit of water on the camera on the quad there at one point. So in that respect, these goggles are a little bit better like that because they don't seem to fog up at all. Actually, those ones. But probably the biggest sort of niggling nuisance that I found is that you need to get your eye in the perfect position to see properly. Whereas with these, you don't. You can just sort of see the whole screen all the time. And I found with these, if I look quite a bit to the left or right or up or down, I just can't see anything at all. For some reason the screen just goes completely black. And it also feels like one eye is often correctly looking at things and the other eye is just a little bit off. So at the edge of the screen you start to see a dark patch. But you never get any of that kind of problem with the single screen display. So, and that's not just these goggles though. I've only tried Fat Shark goggles just very briefly for like 30 seconds or so, or maybe a couple of minutes, and they were better than these in that respect. Like you didn't have to get your eye just perfect like these ones. So Fat Shark goggles are doing something a bit better than these, I think, for that to solve that issue. But overall, I think even versus the Fat Shark goggles, these single screen style goggles are my preference. So for that reason I don't see myself using these goggles a whole lot in the future. I may actually use this mask in this little case here for something. Maybe put one of those little monocles in there, or maybe two of them. Make up my own little Fat Shark thingy. But, or take that screen out and put that screen out the front of this somehow, because I really do like the way these goggles fit onto the face. They're a nice fit. So I think that's about all I needed to cover. Never did really figure out what the problem was with this, but today it's been working very nicely. Have a battery? Yeah. And I noticed that if you leave it on and you disconnect the analog signal like I have done, Okay, so it's not connected. Oh, alright. So if you disconnect it and reconnect it, it does not require you to go back into the menu and select it again. So I think it should be right here. Yeah, you probably can't see it, but the signal comes back like that immediately. So you don't have to go you don't have to go through the menu and use this thing if you already had it running, which is at least something. So it's just right at the beginning that you need to set it up using that just once. Still a pain in the butt though. It'd be nice if you could just push the button and it would immediately be ready to use. Okay, I think I've said all I'm going to say. So, thanks for watching.